Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
I'm Shane.
I'm James.
And we are back with Invincible.
And new chairs.
1, episode 3. Yeah, watch gift bag number 5, 4?
3, 4,
Yeah.
4.
4.
4, definitely 4.
By the time this comes out, I don't know if it's going to be out, but you'll know the gist.
Well, actually, these will come out the same day, hopefully. Maybe.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
Oh, well, I don't know which one you're going to get first, folks, is the point.
We're having some technical
That's all I'm
difficulties
trying
right
to say. So, you guys remember what happened last time?
Most of the basic plot points, the time people, the time aliens came. The Flaxons, yeah. The Flaxons came from their dimension where time runs differently. And it ran super fast in Earth's atmosphere or in our dimension.
Yeah.
And they were aging and dying. So they developed a technology to come back a second time on their wrists, these little wristbands, and then they came back again the next day, which for them was like 10 years later.
Yeah.
They were more badass, and they probably would have defeated the teen team if it wasn't for Omni-Man coming out.
Omni-Man came in and tore them up.
I think he destroyed
He exterminated the race.
Yeah,
which was
that was my
most awesome cinematic part of the entire show for me was when he went to their world or their city and just fucking
Man, I still
destroyed
think
it.
when he took out the whatever the superhero team in the first episode was better.
Oh yeah,
but
me too.
When he annihilated the Flaxons was very fucking.
It was like
cool.
reds and blacks.
It was cool. Definitely, it was.
Yeah.
Well, the music it was playing.
The music was good. The music was.
He also stated, "Earth is not yours to conquer."
Yes.
Boom.
Yes.
So he made that point.
He laid the smackdown.
So another side plot we have is the government is investigating the deaths of all the superheroes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Cecil Stedman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's the head of that group.
Yep.
That agency.
You know who he reminds me of? The guy from the Count of Monte Cristo, one of the co-conspirators that conspires against Edmond Dantes. He was the second mate on the Ferry On. He teams up with his best friend to fucking say that he's a piece of shit. You remember that?
No.
He looks exactly...
What I remember is the fucking warden, because he's the guy from The Crow.
Another classic.
Yeah.
He's the bad guy from The Crow.
He is? You know he's also the guy from the Three Musketeers?
Yeah, he's the bad guy, not in... Oh yeah, it was that one. It was the one with Kiefer Sutherland. Yeah. He was the...
He was a great bad guy.
He's always a great bad guy. Oh, yes. He has that voice.
You killed my father?
Yes.
He's great.
He's made a career of it.
Yeah, he's... Then The Crow is probably his...
I mean, that's just a fantastic movie.
Kind of just puts the fucking stamp on it.
The Crow!
I remember watching that with Robert all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
So, this being investigated by a demon guy. What was his name again?
Damien Darkblood.
Yeah,
and
Damien
he's
Darkblood.
The Hellboy Rorschach guy.
Which, that fucking guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy he got tore up by the fucking Stedman guy, right? I mean, he pretty much, was his name Stedman? The
Stedman. Yeah, he told him to get lost.
Get the fuck out of there, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
but
I think Stedman said to put surveillance on that house because the killer's still out there. But I think a part of him who's probably smart, the small part was like, well, just in case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Which it wouldn't surprise me if Damien Darkblood comes back and it has some real significant evidence. You know what I mean? Kind of redeems
Well, if
himself.
you know about, have you seen The Watchmen?
No.
Or anything like okay, well, the character he's partially based off of in Watchmen, Rorschach, has that superhero killer, what do you call it, theory
Right.
that he's running with because a major character is killed very early on in the work. And so he's pursuing it as though someone's out to kill Soups.
Oh, okay.
So this guy kind of is playing the same role in a sense. He's investigating a superhero murder. Mm-hmm. And he's investigating superheroes for committing the murder. And that's where Cecil steps in and says, hey, you don't know what you're talking about, get the fuck out of here, etc.
Yeah.
So I would imagine he's going to come back in that nagging role.
Yeah.
So.
And Mark's
That's
own...
Clancy Brown, too.
Who I love. And he's also in Star Wars as well. And Lost.
Several times in Star Wars.
Yeah. And also Mark's personal life. He's trying to join the teen team. I think he's got a crush on the redhead chick.
Yeah.
Adam Eve.
Okay.
Adam Eve?
Atom.
Oh,
Yeah, Atomic Eve, I think is her name.
But I think the idea is Adam Eve.
And also the chick that he was sticking up for in the first episode that kind of turned his nose up to him. Now is Amber Bennett.
Amber Bennett. Yes.
Now she's trying to hit him up.
Trying to hit him up.
She's him walking around with a cute redhead.
Yep. Well, you know.
He's in a love triangle.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's a good shape to be in.
It's a great position.
It'd be cool to be like a love, like, parallelogram. You know, like a love square would be even better. Or a love octagon.
Too complicated. Too much drama. Too much drama.
So, so when I think of Amber Bennett, I think of, what was her name? So our buddy that was in the theater, do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He had a play in Southside Parkersburg that I attended. Okay, and there's a few people in it.
I'll be damned.
Yeah. And there was a girl, I thought, when I saw her, I thought she was the most stunning girl I've ever seen. Okay, at the time. And I ended up getting her number. And I remember his dad, his father, with his dark mustache, saw me, and he gave me this look, and I waved at him, and he went, Amber Bennett, okay? And then, this has only happened to me twice in my life. Well, this particular thing only ever happened once, okay? We're supposed to meet at Dairy Queen, and she completely stood me up. Never talked to me again. Never answered my calls or anything.
Well, darn.
Yeah, I ended up finding her on Instagram, like, years later, and she...
Hopefully she looks like hell now. That's good. She looks like hell now.
She declined a little bit.
So, this girl's name was Amber Bennett that you saw in Parkersburg? Or she reminds you of Amber Bennett?
No, just the name. Like, I don't know anyone with the last name Bennett.
Oh, so she had the last name Bennett.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, doggone.
Yeah, let's start. So, wedding. No, just a funeral. I know that, motherfuckers. Well, this is a little odd.
I fought the unimaginable in defense of this world. I knew I wasn't facing it alone. The guardians of the globe. Today, we have lost titans. And we are left to wonder, who will save us now? I will. And so will others like me. New heroes answering the call. Have faith. And look to the sky.
Great outro.
The public can't know where the actual bodies are buried. Souvenir hunters.
I was never a guardian of the globe.
That sounds like a dirty thing.
But it was guardians who...
You wouldn't even let me see him. Joseph is finally standing still. And I still can't see him!
This could happen to the Guardians of the Globe. It means that none of us are...
Invincible. I guess that but it needs to have a little more pop to it.
Well, it seems like it's poorly cut. Such a bad moment to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
On this funeral. Invincible.
There we go.
There's Damien.
Cocksucker.
This is a private ceremony, Dark Blood. Never get invited. Show up anyway. What do you want? Don't pretend you do this because you care. You just don't want to go home. Maybe one day you'll know why. He told Cecil.
That was a cool line.
Yeah.
You really saved our bacon with those flaxens.
Thank you, Cecil.
I heard him there.
I can hear him.
I heard him there.
I know you've all... I want you to come work for the GDA. You'll be in charge. Huh. The only person you will answer to is me.
I'm feeling pizza. I can be to Naples and back before the cheese stops bubbling.
Let the delivery guy do it tonight.
There's no way I'd ever pay that delivery fee. Ever.
Maybe you pay for gas.
Not if you're a superhero and fly.
Well, yeah.
Hang out? Go buy comic books? After this?
Hey, watch the tone.
It's okay.
It's
Watch
not.
a fucking tone, boy.
This is new. I get it. But you need to keep that separate. What happens out there, you can't bring it home.
We just came from your friend's funeral.
Co-workers.
And you're talking about pizza and telling Mark not to feel anything.
Damn.
Mark has to...
We're burying you today.
I'm not so easy to kill.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's what Red was told.
They break more easily than you think. And I don't want a broken family.
Oh my gosh.
He might hear like the frequency. Yeah,
I'm shocked you. Yeah, I'm shocked you
man.
Yeah.
Dude, don't watch the guy. You don't know what he's going to be doing in the next 10 minutes.
Fuck no. Top one off, you feel better, you know?
Exactly.
Might call Amber.
Oh, snap.
Looking cute.
Hello?
Them hips.
Hey, it's Mark Grayson. Mark Grayson.
Who?
Mark?
I'm just messing with you.
That was cold.
I think you're amazing. That's why I'm calling to tell you that. It's not why I'm calling. Not that that's not true. Sorry. It's been a weird day. We're both in Miss Walker's Global Issues class. Maybe we can go over everything together?
A study date? Well played. Safe and responsible, with potential for things to move to the next level. Smooth.
She's just really Pushing.
She's forward.
She's fast.
She ain't playing coy.
I like that.
Anyone home?
There's a difference between being fast and just moving things forward.
Okay.
She's in there with her boyfriend. There you go.
Hang on a second. You piece of shit! I knew there was a reason you skipped the funeral. Oh, God! Are you kidding me, Kate? I can't believe this. Eve. I am such an idiot.
Rex said you're dating Invincible now. Said that you guys talked about it.
Don't give me that. It's true.
It's not true.
Wow.
And
He's a piece of shit.
I think he's a lucky man.
We're all the
But he's a douchebag. What do we expect?
Yeah, he's a douchebag.
Achievement of any Crusader's career to be selected for the new
Well, that was like One Punch Man.
Guardians of the Globe.
There you are.
They don't do anymore, Zach.
She's gonna take all her shit out on these guys now.
And not all of you will be.
Ouch. What's up with her?
No idea.
Those of you who are up to the challenge.
What was that? Oh my god, that was terrible.
Perhaps most importantly, strength of your character and spirit. That Monster Girl.
Aw, look at her. She's adorable. But isn't there like an age requirement for this ride?
Isn't there a dick size requirement?
I'm sorry.
For what? Your tiny dick? I mean, the way you've been strutting around here?
Oh shit.
Green Goblin.
Still think I'm adorable.
That's fucking amazing.
I said enough! Invincible hit that little girl!
Oh, shit. Didn't need your help, asshole.
Wow.
I'm gonna shit blood.
Along with Rex Blood.
I'm gonna shit blood.
Rex cheated on me.
What?
With Duplicate. All three of her.
Whoa. Whoa.
I was with the Guardians from day one.
Wow. Thanks, Dad.
I don't know you yet. So I'm gonna assume that was a joke and I don't need to beat your ass until all you wanna do is call me Dad again.
Whenever I transform, I get younger. It's part of the curse that gives me my powers. I'm 24 years old.
That'd be fucking terrible.
She can't be in the group.
She should be disqualified.
Yeah.
I understand what it's like.
Dude, that's
for
terrible.
the world to look at you and see one thing, never knowing the truth of what's inside.
How can you understand? You're a robot.
Exactly, bitch. Come on.
Pathetic.
This has gotta go. I'm talking about the dirty clothes, the dishes, the tissues.
What's your favorite?
Oh man, I can't pick a favorite.
Oh man.
But
You mind if I
Bad
borrow it?
welding. Scene
I mean,
goes.
just to show you that I'm interested.
yeah,
That's a good chick.
absolutely. Sorry.
I'm gonna run and use your bathroom while you deal with that.
Whoa!
Christ almighty, I didn't think she would ever leave.
Hey! Oh, what are you? How did you know Amber?
Oh, you want to be a superhero, right? Fame, glory, get the pretty gal?
I mean, that's sexist, but okay.
When the world needs you, you answer your goddamn phone.
Don't worry, she.
What's the problem?
Rogue supervillain. Public in danger.
Eve's gonna be there?
Or did that just sweeten the deal?
What? No. I mean, where is this?
Mount Rushmore.
What state is that again?
What do they teach you kids in school these days?
South Dakota.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, that the thing with the phone. It was a friend of my honest. I'd help him. Just,
You gotta look up. It's so embarrassing. You gotta look up.
They were oppressors, racists, slave owners. I give you a new god.
Oh,
wow, man.
good catch.
Working on my.
Just puts it back.
Oh, I just fell off again.
Better glue that bitch back in there.
That's how you get ahead in life. It's not there. It's not there.
You should be on my side. We can tear down the old.
And I thought your doctorate was in seismology.
Undergrad in sociology and women's studies. I had a minor in African dance. Not enough politics!
Didn't work. Maybe it did work. Yeah.
That was pretty nifty.
Whoa. Oh. Oh, he got him.
He's slipping.
Kind of like the Joker when he, in The Dark Knight, he starts laughing.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
I'll talk to you later, Eve. Thanks.
You're welcome.
You left a girl in your room while you flew off to deal with a crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I mean, not good for her. Good. You're a Viltrumite. We have responsibilities.
You didn't even know I existed until I stood up to Todd.
Todd kicked your ass.
For the record, that's absolutely true.
And an aphrodisiac.
Like you need it.
Your husband's a badass.
Yeah, well,
I love that man.
Badass in his family.
Surprise! Look, give me a do-over. Just this one time. I'll be better.
Good luck with the new team, Rex.
Performance, if I can hear it.
He's a sad, sad man right now. Watch him be in there and just squabbing.
Damn.
Get you some, son.
Yeah, I mean, that's not going to hurt him.
No. That's going to give him desirability and, you know.
But
she said good for you, Mark.
Yeah.
Shit. Sorry, Pete.
Oh.
How obvious. As the original artist of my intellect, I'm the clone. Yes, you are.
It's a feat. Well, they were getting shot earlier at the White House.
Still, why are they blocking?
Making it irritating because they can get shot in the eye still.
We have a benefactor, it seems. I'd say I'll miss you, brother. But I can always make another one.
Give me an update. You get my team ready for the deep end yet?
We still have work to do.
Ah, damn it.
My apologies.
What are you doing in my house?
You have a lovely home. Debbie? You alright? Thought I heard something.
I'm fine.
What would
Why would she lie? Now she's suspicious?
Maybe.
But why would she be? He knows something.
Alright, guys. That was our reaction. Let's break it down.
Alright, so. I thought it was a pretty good episode. I think it prominently is dealing with. You know, I don't think every episode can have this badass moment with the-Man.
Yeah.
And I think it might diminish it a little bit as well.
Right.
But I'm legitimately interested in Mark and his social life.
It'd be great if he stayed badass the whole time, just like Bill the Butcher. Bill the Butcher was badass until the end.
And he went out like a badass, too.
Yeah, I know. He was whooping Leonardo DiCaprio's ass until that fucking shrapnel hit him.
Yeah, like some other explosion.
Yeah. So he was still tearing it up.
What movie's that?
It's called Gangs in New York by Martin Scorsese. Leonardo DiCaprio, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis, that's his high point for me.
I think you're right. It's definitely mine.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen There Will Be Blood?
Yeah, I have. And he's kind of I watched them back to back.
Yeah.
And There Will Be Blood is almost a continuation of that character. He has a lot of the same mannerisms.
Yeah. When I watched that movie when it first came out, I thought it was the most boring fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. I need to watch it again, though.
I thought the same thing. But then I watched later, I was on a big kick for Gangs in New York.
Yeah.
So I kept wanting to watch it.
Damn, I miss that.
I watched it with my youngest, and my ex-wife would get pissed. It's like, what are you doing?
It's very good. It's just,
I'm watching this movie.
It's Cameron Diaz as well. It's a period piece.
Oh no, I don't give a two-penny fuck about your moral conundrums, you meat-headed shit sack. That's another good line from that.
Well, and the fact this guy's a method actor, and he trained to be a butcher.
Wow.
For that movie?
That's
He's a very racist man in that movie.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of great historical stuff in it, too. Like the way they nailed Tammany Hall, the fire brigade, the bucket brigades.
I looked at my eye.
Yeah.
The one that looked away.
Yeah.
I love Zach's impressions.
But
and I mean, it
ain't a perfect Daniel Day-Lewis impression, but I'm trying.
Yeah, well, his impression of Bill the Butcher.
True.
Which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
The guy's so very soft spoken. He is. Yeah, he's
the British thing.
Yeah.
To sound American, he's got to get his voice deeper.
Yeah, Henry Cavill. Yeah, you got to sound deeper. Yeah. No, you talk like this. That was more. All right, so this episode, I'm legitimately interested in Mark's social life, I have to say, and like when I was younger, I probably liked more of that stuff.
I'm not. I picked the redhead.
Oh no, I probably would too. Amber, she's good looking, but I mean, I think Mark was right. She didn't really seem, and by her own admission, don't you think she's like, yeah, I want to see the kind of guy who would take a punch from me.
Well, they're definitely setting it up more strongly in the redhead's favor in Eve's favor, because they have an actual quote-unquote career together.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know, I'm kind of torn because you don't shit where you eat, and that's basically his job, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like fraternization. So,
well, look at what happened to the Incredible family. Haven't you ever seen The Incredibles?
No.
And Disney Pixar film?
No.
Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl, they get married and have a family.
Well, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, I like Amber. Amber's definitely really into him. How do we know that Adam Eve is really into him and not just feeling rejection right now? So
you're right.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
But sometimes that beginning it can blossom into.
It can. And
I've seen bad beginnings blossom into good things.
And the rebound relationship.
I've seen horrible beginnings end in horrible.
Yeah, well, the rebound relationship can be a lot of fun for few weeks, but it usually ends up blowing up into a hell of a situation. So, I think what we'll probably see from Amber and Adam Eve and the Mark triangle is a lot of fuckery. We might see a lot of fuckery.
Some back and forth.
Yeah, some back and forth.
But I'm genuinely interested in it. And I have to say, Amber, they could have taken the easy way out for viewers or readers and made Amber kind of a bitch or like made it very obvious that
the obvious choice
that she was this shitty person.
Yeah.
But no, she was saying like, "Hey, I'll read this comic," and and she's cutting him a lot of slack for being nervous.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem by any measure like a bad.
I can see why.
Yeah, and she's cute as well. So
I like Amber though because she likes Mark despite him being kind of nerdy. Mm-hmm. He got his ass kicked by the one douchebag.
Yeah.
But he did take the punches. Now, of course, she doesn't know he's a superhero and that, he probably doesn't feel the punches like we did. Now, at least. Initially, he did, though, before he kind of had that...
He got his powers.
That switch flip, right?
Uh-huh.
I like Amber. I think she genuinely likes him for the right reasons.
Who will save us now? I will.
That was great. That was a great line. That was a great line. I got a question. So, we theorized... in the first episode, maybe the second episode, that Omni-Man killed the Guardians of the Globe because he wanted to open the door for Mark.
Yeah.
Now, though, they've replaced the Guardians of the Globe with a new crew. So, to me, it almost pours water on that theory because they fucking replaced them.
Well, he can't control every aspect of it. He took out the big ones.
He took out the big
toughest ones because these people coming in... He said they're pathetic.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like he was overseeing it almost to make sure it was pathetic.
But he stood there, and see, I got from that when he was standing there like, this is terrible. Maybe he'll jump in and be the new coach, or you don't think so?
I don't know. I think he said that the Viltrumites have a different responsibility than normal humans.
Right.
Yeah, and there's so many things I'm wondering about that.
So I'm wondering, he's definitely clearing the plate for something else. What it is, I don't know. At first I theorized that he must be setting it up. He said Earth is not yours to conquer. Mm-hmm. He might be setting it all up for the Viltrumites to come in, take it over.
Man, I was hoping he would kill this second crew. With another scene of him brutalizing a bunch of young kids. That's too much
heat, though. The heat's on him right now.
The heat is on him big time, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, this
between
fucking...
Cecil Stedman's watching him, Damian Darkblood
is on his ass like crazy.
He is.
I mean...
He's more in your face about it. Cecil's across the street.
Dude, to show up at his house, man, that's some fucking big old testicles.
Yeah.
Because if Omni-Man would have found him, he would have killed him on the spot.
If you can catch him, I guess. If the fucker can just disappear.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so, I was kind of... I mean, like, I'm feeling... Because he's not Superman, he's Omni-Man. But he's obviously a parody of Superman. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking of many versions of Superman, which I shouldn't do, that would have definitely heard. Because he walked in, hey, you talking to someone?
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
It's got funny. He's like,
well, I wonder if you have to focus.
Well, and we know from Smallville that I think you do. Yeah, I mean, you do have to focus.
Yeah. It's almost like when you hear people talking when you're doing something. Today, for instance, I was working in the fucking rain, in the mud, and all day long, and we had all that water in the runoff from the hills.
Yeah.
It was in the creek behind us.
Right.
I was on top of this machine.
Crick.
Trying to...
Not the creek, the crick.
Crick. And I was trying to do... I can't remember what I was trying to do. We were doing a service on a print-off. And every time I intensely try my intention and intently trying to do something, I couldn't hear shit, and I noticed it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't hear anything else behind you when you're straining to do something.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you'd stop, and all of a sudden the sound of that water rushing behind you would come back.
Oh, yeah, good point.
I'm just making a point that maybe he wasn't expecting that guy to be there. He didn't know. He's thinking about other things.
I'm sure you're right.
And that's the same thing with the
because I shouldn't impose what I know about a different superhero with a million different versions of him and on the man.
Well, On Demand is a little different because I don't think the Flash hitting Superman, not that I know of, would do that much damage.
I don't know how much.
On Demand, when he was getting hit, you see the red marks in his skin.
Yeah.
Where he kept hitting him faster and faster.
Yeah, so he made it sound like he just had super speed. And I guess from my understanding, when the Flash goes into when the Flash does have super speed, he basically enters another dimension, from what I understand.
Yeah.
But he can't generate his motor units into contraction so fast, because usually people who can do that they can hit fast, they can hit hard.
Yeah.
It's
a little different.
Yeah, so I don't.
It's the Twitch fighters you're talking about referring to boxing.
I really don't know. I mean, this version, you're right. I think he can, but it was barely much to him because he didn't seem to respect it when he was talking about him at his funeral. Yeah,
no,
yeah,
he also was pretty cocky.
That whole scene was a fucking shit show for me.
Because he definitely still took an ass whooping.
Yeah.
He won, but he took one.
He definitely did, because the Wonder Woman parody and
War Woman and Immortal.
Immortal. He went so immortal, I'll tell you that. No. But they were trying to...
I thought that when I finally learned his name in this episode, he wasn't immortal. His head cut off.
Do you remember when they took his head and they were trying to recover it?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, so maybe if it's done soon enough, I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
but that scene at the memorial when they were in Washington, I'm presuming in Washington, D.C., I think you saw the Capitol in the background or something.
Yeah.
And then the funeral, man, that kind of hit me the wrong way, dude, seeing Omni-Man, fucking just how well he can lie and be fake and put on a show, you know what I mean? It reminded me... What's that?
It's like Homelander.
It reminded me of Homelander.
What did he say? You sons of bitches. When he's waving to him.
Yeah.
You fucking cocksuckers. Is that what he said? Yeah, I think he says
something like that.
He said something cocksuckers, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was. You fucking cocksuckers.
Yeah. All right. You fucking cocksuckers.
It reminded me of Homelander, exactly. And that rubbed me the wrong way when we saw that, and now this fucking thing. So, I like Omni-Man, but I'm kind of...
I like the talk between him and Darkblood at the funeral.
Oh,
when he said something about you don't want to go home or something about hell, and Darkblood's like, maybe one day you'll find out.
He was defensive as hell. Omni-Man was. I mean, very defensive, which is a red flag,
Yeah.
That's cool because Darkblood's pushing the buttons.
Yeah, I mean, for Omni-Man to do what he does, he would have to be that way. I mean, I guess I don't think he was this piece of shit, kind of like in The Boys. Like, there's this other side of them. I think
he's not exactly comparable.
Yeah, you're right.
To Homelander.
You're talking about that one scene.
He's talking about just the general idea of this guy that can do this horrible shit.
Yeah,
right.
And then stand and boldface lie and put on the show.
We might find out in 2 or 3, 4 more episodes that Omni-Man had a very legitimate reason for wanting to clear them out. Who knows? You know what I mean?
It's definitely making him seem like he's a very dark character.
But plays it well.
I guess I don't think he's got a secret life for his evil. I think when his son, like you said, got his powers, something changed. His wife noticed a change too, like you said.
Well, he says, now I have to do this.
Yeah, now I have to... I was a good guy, now I have to do this because I have to.
Which is interesting because, and I mean, just take like the Major League Baseball or football philosophy to the superhero world. If Invincible ended up being a better superhero than the Guardians of the Globe, then he would just naturally traject upward. So why did he have to clean him out? That's my question.
I think it's because he's made a lot of passive comments about the responsibilities of Viltrumites, that Earth is not theirs, the Flaxens to conquer. So I think that he's pointing towards something with a lot of those comments. It
point.
might have been easier to go forward if Mark had never gotten his powers.
Right.
Yeah.
That long blank, well, it wasn't blank, but that long intent look after he found out Mark got his powers.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something going on.
I tell you what, though, Omni-Man does a really good job of playing a little bit of the villain, but then also playing a really good father. I mean, that conversation they had about, hey, you can't bring your victories home, you can't bring your failures home. I thought that was pretty cool.
I think it's probably because he is a good father.
Yeah.
It's just he might be preparing his son for something a lot different.
Right, right.
One thing on a side note, co-workers versus friends.
I love that. That was telling.
I had an instance when I worked at the jail where this one guy, who I really did not like at all, was getting married.
Yeah.
And everyone was talking about, because they're all friends there. They have a clique.
Yeah.
They have a law enforcement clique.
Yeah.
Zach was on the outside looking in.
And I was. And it was very foreboding.
What's foreboding mean?
That's, well, they
like
wanted
foreshadowing.
Me to, yeah, foreshadowing. One of them mentioned that I got along better with the inmates than I did with the guards. Well, now you know what. So,
well, people like to talk about people on the back.
Well, they do.
Yeah.
At any rate, they were talking about this guy getting married, and they said, "Are you going to the wedding?" And no. And they said, well, "Why? He's your friend, isn't he?" I'm like, "He's not my friend. He's my coworker."
Yeah. And
they took offense to that.
Well, damn.
They got defensive about it. It was more passive aggressive. They're like, well, he's not going to the wedding. He says he's not his friend. He's just his coworker. But the nurse lady, the older woman, stood up for me and said, "Well, he's just being honest.
Yeah.
He's just his coworker."
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it depends if you say it like how I know you say things like sometimes.
It could be taken the wrong way. Yeah.
Why would you do that? You did
because it's the truth.
Well, you said it to be that way.
I like being that way.
Well, at least you can admit it. At least you're intellectually honest about it.
Oh my gosh. But the wife picked up on that, and that was part of the puzzle on why she didn't tell Omni-Man that fucking Darkblood showed up. Yeah. I think.
All right, but you also mentioned that you don't shit where you work.
What do you mean?
About relationships at work.
Yeah, so what's your view on that, I guess?
What, her...
Yeah, even more. When you work for corporate America, did you ever see anything like that?
Yes. I saw a lot of it.
Did it all end badly?
Some of it I haven't kept up with since I'm no longer with that company. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, it ended very badly. One situation that I am aware of, the dude left his wife for a woman in the office that was an absolute smoke show. I don't know how that ended. Okay. I don't know how that ended.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But it typically ended up very badly. And no matter how hard you try to hide it, it always comes out. People at work pick up on things that you don't ever think they would pick up on.
I also think people want to pick up on things.
And people want to pick up on things.
People want to create narrative. People want to... They love drama.
Absolutely.
So,
And the bad thing about the work environment, though, is that sometimes shit's not even going on at all, but two people of the opposite sex are very close. They go to lunch together every day, and then rumors start. So, it's just a whole...
I've seen that many times.
Yeah, it's a whole shit show. So that's why the best advice is...
Have you?
No, like that. The people who are just friends.
Yeah. Rumors, yeah. But that's why it is good not to shit where you eat.
Yeah.
But not saying that if the opportunity would have presented itself, that I wouldn't have probably fucked up and made a mistake. I probably would have.
Okay.
So just...
You're human, flesh and blood.
I'm human, flesh and blood. Shane, you mentioned... Mark's relationship with Amber.
Mm-hmm.
It was really awkward when he called her the first time.
Yeah.
Very uncomfortable. Do you guys remember the first time you called a girl on the phone? And how'd you handle it? Was it awkward? Was it good?
I can't remember the first, but I have a good idea. So in 6th grade, I remember that's when I really started calling girls because we had a student directory at St. Mary's, a small school, and the 8th grade girls, they were like these 5'9", 10, 11 supermodel Adonises. Not Adonises, but supermodel
Amazonians.
So you had
they're all very beautiful. I called them all the time. I was always trying to get them to hang out with me. I didn't know what I was doing. They would just kind of humor me.
So your directory had all the students' phone numbers.
Still remember, and I was... And I had a lot of friends that were girls. Yeah, right. I was kind of like, I was in my youth. I was kind of obsessed with this one girl for a while. And if she's watching, I'm very sorry for being an idiot, and just being a loser. But Yeah, and then like I had a lot of friends who were girls who were like always try to help me out. Like,
Right.
one of my best friends, Caitlin, who I remember you remember me talking about her.
Yeah.
We were friends for St. Mary's all through high school, and we keep in touch a little bit today.
Nice.
So like I never had a problem calling them too much, but sealing the deal I didn't learn until I was probably in high school.
Yeah.
Actually in the middle of high school was when I, not the beginning.
What about you, Zach?
No.
No what?
I just don't really remember the first time I ever did.
Oh, you don't remember the first time?
Yeah.
Damn, were you good at it though?
What do you think?
Well, you dated a lot of girls.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm not sure you want
I
me to
don't think
answer
I was very
that.
good at talking to them.
Yeah.
What makes you think I want to hear you talk?
I tell you what, I remember the first time I called a girl.
The first, really?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I
Was
remember.
was it the girl named after your dog?
No.
Okay.
Her. I was very young at the time, so that's why I named it. I was like 6th grade or something like you.
Yeah.
So I named the dog Brennan after a girl I had a huge crush on. If you are out there, Brennan, I'm single and I know you're still gorgeous. But anyway, no, this girl, I was, I think, a freshman in high school. I was a late bloomer as far as that goes. Didn't have a lot of confidence when it came to women. Clearly, it's obvious why. But anyway,
you weren't fat back then. You were in shape, and you were a
I was in
varsity baseball
shape.
player.
I had a 6-pack, all that good stuff. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Food happened. But anyway,
me, dude.
I won't say her name, but it was the older. It was the older girl. It was the older girl I dated.
Yeah,
who was pretty good looking, and I remember standing in my parents' kitchen the first time, just nervous as fuck. Like this.
That's the first time you called a girl? You were a freshman?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was nervous.
I was raised by a lot of women, so
Yeah.
it kind of gave me, like my aunts and cousins are all.
The first time I called a love interest.
Yeah.
Well, I was nervous as fuck. I remember pacing back and forth. I remember grabbing the phone. And back in these days, believe it or not, we didn't have cell phones. We had phones on the wall.
Did you have the rotary phone?
It wasn't a rotary. It was a push, but it had
the rotary.
It had a fucking
We had
cord.
a yellow one up until
It had a fucking cord. So I strategically had to make this call because our phone was in the kitchen, where not everybody would be walking through. You know what I mean? I was self-conscious at the time. Like my dad, last thing I needed my fucking dad to walk through, or my mom to a lesser degree. But I remember grabbing the phone and like dialing like the first fucking 6 digits like 100 times and fucking hanging back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're nervous about talking to women. We fucking would talk about nerdy shit on the phone all night.
Mm-hmm.
And your dad would get on the phone. Shane?
I was more nervous about him because we would talk. Dude, we were like girls, dude. We would talk till 2 or 3 in the morning and fall asleep talking to each other.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just bullshitting about anything.
About anything, man. Because
women, entertainment.
Well, then my dad would just pick up the phone and not say anything. He'd breathe. Yeah, I'd be like, Zach, gotta go. Okay. He'd hang up. And then you'd hang up. He'd still be on there. Shane, come in my room. Like, shit. He would just pick up, dude.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I finally made the phone call, and I just remember kind of like when Mark was on the phone, it was super awkward at first and everything. And, and then we got in the groove, we'd talk more on the phone. And it sucked because I'd be standing there, the fucking phone was attached to the wall. Yeah. And I would just have to stand there for like 3-4 hours. You know what I mean? Finally, I'd pull up a chair at some point, but then people would be walking through. And now it's great because you can go lay in your bed with your cell phone and just chill. But back then it was a little bit different.
You know what's interesting is the very first, like you were always pushing me to talk to girls.
Right.
Like the most.
I was vicariously living through you.
So when I was a freshman in high school, the very first girl I approached that I didn't know at the mall, her name was Brandy. She went to Athens.
I remember her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we've stayed friends all through high school.
Wow.
Okay. And I went up and got her screen name. Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
And I remember I was so happy when I came back.
Yeah.
And then I just grew from there. And then I remember I was in Cincinnati for like a summer.
Yep.
You created a monster.
I helped create a monster for sure.
They didn't look at me now. So
Cookie Monster.
We in that too. And then Kendra, who worked at Myers.
Yeah.
Who I was like 16. She was probably 20.
Yep. Do you know what happened to Brandy? Do you know? Or you guys kind of lost contact now?
I mean, you kind of lost contact.
Jamie's taking notes now.
No, I mean, after I got married and stuff,
Yeah.
we talked a little bit. Like,
Right.
your wife's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, yeah, bitch, should have gave me a chance. No, I mean, but she's cool,
Yeah.
and it just see a lot of that. I think for me was just it was good to just have so many instances where I would talk to different girls.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it get my confidence up, and it prepared me to be able to talk to a girl that I actually really liked, and I had all this confidence and experience under my belt.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, so.
Right. Now I still get a little nervous, but now it's kind of easy.
If you get rejected, you might not care.
Yeah,
back then I think I would take it very personally.
Yeah, but yeah, man, things have changed a lot.
Like, okay, I took it very personally. I didn't say I didn't take it personally.
You did.
Okay, so back to this episode.
Yeah.
Another cool thing. I think Monster Girl. That's a like this show always has like one interesting hook. Like the last episode, it was the Flaxons. Other than Omni-Man, obviously. But this week, for me at least, it was Monster Girl.
Me too.
The fact that every time she
shouldn't be on the team.
I agree. I think there's a lot of...
It's an amazing power, but it's very limited.
It's very limited, yeah.
Well, it is tough, but then you gotta look at her ability. It's like, it's like if you have a superstar in basketball, but for some reason he can only play 20 minutes a game.
We talk about Kawhi Leonard here.
Yeah,
he's an NBA champion.
Yeah. Do you still put him in there? I mean, yeah, you still.
I think I would only put her on a reserve list.
Yeah, she's in the Army reserves.
Eventually, she's going to get to the point where she cannot consciously make a decision to change.
Yeah.
Well, I think you strategically use her for sure because here's the deal: if you fucking use her wrong and then some big fucking adversary comes through and you don't have her, then you're gonna be pissed at yourself. So you gotta be very, very strategic about it for sure.
Yeah, I don't think she could be a full-time member, B team, or like literally Army reserves.
But it's a shame that she wasted one of her fucking power-ups on that fucking douchebag.
Well, she couldn't control her anger after being called little. She's actually 24 years old.
Rexplode,
yeah. Yeah, he cheated on Eve with Kate. Is that her name? He had short-term pleasure and long-term regret. You know what I mean? Eve seems like the cool. She seems like a cool chick. She's good looking. She's cool. Yeah. She's righteous. She's powerful, and she's seemed to be loyal. And he's just kind of a jerk. You know what I mean?
Well, he's a me guy, and he definitely is going to fulfill his needs. I know he tried to win her back with a little fireworks show. Yeah. But I just don't see him changing. I think he's just a douchebag, and he's going to always fall into temptation.
He might have gone through a humbling experience and might redeem himself later. But maybe. I don't think it's going to be with Eve.
I will say, though, very difficult situation. It's very difficult to reject that situation.
Oh, yeah, if he was in that situation, yeah. I mean,
we didn't see the before scenes. We don't know what happened. He might have been in there taking a shower.
But here's the thing. They had to have been talking or something. I mean, well, maybe not. I mean, some things can just happen. Right. But, I'd probably say over half the time, they're talking on the side. And he's building a life raft.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. He did take the bitch move, though, when he fucking accused Adam Eve of fucking...
Yeah, that was a bitch move.
Cheating with
He
Mark.
said, yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I did lie to her, and I'm sorry to you as well. You know what I mean?
What do you know about
he can try to do what Ragnar did, and we can all work this out. We can all be together. Yeah.
What do you think about the robot? Letting out the Mauler.
It's weird how much I liked that character so much. I was watching him.
He's grown on me. Yeah.
But the fact that he is the one letting out the
Mauler twins,
the Mauler twins,
brothers, or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess he's a bad guy, or the show is.
He's letting Kevin Michael Richardson out of the cell.
Well, they probably just wanted an excuse to have that guy voice some more guys. You know what I mean?
He can do anybody.
Yeah.
He might let him out though as a strategic thing to challenge his new crew. So we'll see what happens there.
I don't know. He killed the one.
Did
tried to actually kill both? It seemed like.
Did he die?
The one did.
He just hit him. I mean, he
blasted him apart. He's like, "Well, I'd say I'm sorry to lose you, brother."
Oh, I thought you meant the guard.
I could just make another.
The guard.
No. I'm talking about the other brother. He killed the brother.
Yeah, you're right.
He actually, and it seemed like he was trying to kill both of them.
Yeah. So I don't know the motive. I think. Yeah, he could be a bad guy, or maybe it's going to surprise me.
I must have zoned out on that.
Well, maybe he's trying to just...
Yeah, in the very end, the Cecil walks in, and it revealed from the shadows. Mm-hmm. He walked out of the shadows, and...
Yeah, well, Cecil asks him about how the new Guardians of the Globe are coming.
Yeah.
And so Robot comes out and addresses that, but there's no...
That's why I was kind of telling that maybe it's a Guardian of the Globe's related thing.
Maybe. I'm thinking maybe Robot's doing that because the Guardians of the Globe are gone. The B team sucks, so now he's taking out all these guys that they've got locked up one way or another.
That'd be
murdering them.
It seems like something strategic that Robot would do. I guess. Yeah.
I don't know, but this show is probably my favorite show that we're reacting to right now.
You haven't seen Gravity Falls, baby.
I haven't seen Gravity Falls.
I definitely really like this show. I look forward to this. Probably the most right now.
We're blessed to watch something as friends, and we can complain about what we like and don't like. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But when you're talking about art, there are things that are better. You know, fortunately, I like everything we do. But this is up there. Well, in terms of a reaction.
I'm a huge fan of Rick and Morty.
Oh, Rick and Morty's great. Yeah.
This show it's got my attention right now. Mm-hmm. You know, I like a lot of the voice actors in it.
Yes.
I want to see where it goes.
Yeah, I traditionally haven't been into these type of shows, you know. That.
You haven't?
But this is kind of a game changer.
You used to make fun of me.
I used to make fun of you, for sure. But this is kind of a game changer for me, for sure. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is very, like you know, like teenage, cartoony, you know.
Right.
But, like, and then we have some of these mature things, these graphic
We get both
scenes.
sides of that world.
Yeah.
Both
really
sides
do.
of the world you have now. I mean, you have the ignorance of childhood, the teenage years, the recklessness, and then you have the adult side of things.
Well, it's weird because, like, is his name Explode? Rexplode. His character is so elementary. Like, it feels like it's made for because you want to have shows like this, and you have people like that to show these mythologies, to show children, like, okay, there's a line of good and bad. That guy's a jerk. We don't need we don't need that. You know what I mean? But they still have it. I actually really appreciate it because I feel like it's a grown-up version of the shows that we watched in the 90s.
Yeah,
I really do.
Too.
Well,
I
really
really
escalated to just the guy being an asshole, like the Todd guy,
well, then
bully, to the guy fucking multiplicity woman or whatever the fuck her name is in the shower.
That'd be a hell of a thing, wouldn't it?
That would be a hell of a thing.
A gorgeous woman that can multiply herself.
Yeah.
That would be a hell of a thing.
And it reminds me of Altered Carbon.
It's on Netflix.
I've seen some of that.
I haven't, and I've always wanted to. So I'm waiting. Have you guys ever been to Mount Rushmore?
I have not. I would love to.
I ain't been west of the Miss.
No, I'd love to.
I've been on the Miss.
I hate giving you opportunities to say it.
I've been on the Miss.
Yeah.
I've been on the river itself.
Yeah, but you haven't been west of it. Okay.
I've been on the banks of Missouri in the boat.
Okay.
When I worked on the river, I looked out the window. There's Missouri.
Okay.
A muddy bank with trees on it, just like
I
any
don't
other fucking river bank.
See, my I don't. Yeah, I guess I don't have the biggest desire to go. It would be cool to see. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know.
I'd go to South Dakota, but I probably wouldn't be. It wouldn't really matter to me if I saw Mount Rushmore.
So I'm with you there. I mean, I would like to see Mount Rushmore, but I want to go to South Dakota because I've heard it's fucking beautiful there.
Yeah, Badlands.
And, Badlands, and it's very natural up there. You know what I mean, it hasn't been fucked with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's one reason I want to go.
I agree. Guys, we're gonna end this conversation now. Jim, you want to do it?
I do.
Okay.
Don't make fun of me.
I won't. Well, if I do, it's going to be funny. I'll leave it in.
I saw you put that in a video the other day.
It was funny.
That was hilarious.
Earlier, by the way, there was a part where you couldn't think of something in Gravity Falls. You're going, every time I zoomed in. Actually, it was the one I put up. You're going.
I gotta watch that.
It's
That's awesome. Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share, and follow our Instagram. We just crossed over 100 subscribers on Instagram.
That's incredible.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So,
but
thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.